Hello guys, my name is Alexander Judovic and today we are going to talk about our new project Map Your World. So you must open your Adobe After Effects program. After you do that, go to File, Open Project and then navigate to the project file. For this example I will use full version of this project. You have optical flare pre-render version included also if you don't have optical flare plugin, and for this example, like I said, I will open full version. Just enter the folder and open the file. Wait until it's open. It will take a while to load because it has to read all the 3D layers for element. 3D element plugin is required for this tutorial and for this project. So you won't be able to work with this project if you don't have Video Copilot 3D element plugin. First, I have change file here folder. Inside I have subfolders, and let me tell you fast what every folder mean. Ground means the ground in the main shape, like type any line here. Labels mean this, like this white or this yellow label behind the balloon 3D object. Main shape mean the main shape of the ground. In this case this is the sentence type any line here, and title means balloon texture, title and title and logo. So basically you have to change all the elements here. So how can you do that? Just open the ground. You see this is explained like main ground, the grass. You can insert something else. I left for you lots of other textures, so you can insert maybe this grass. Let me increase the resolution. This grass, or maybe something like this, dirt or whatever you want. But let me find, for example, this grass. This is main ground 5. This is grass, and this is the sublayers below. These sublayers below, let me show you. This, you must unhide the shy switch, and after that you will see all the layers in this composition. You have alternative basic map. If you turn that map instead of basic map, so just turn off the basic map and turn alternative basic map, then you will see the one layer ground. So in this case this would be the dirt, because that is the one layer ground. But if you want, let me try to find for you where is this, to see if we change this. This is the ground 1, so it must be ground 1. So when you want to edit this texture, just open the ground 1. Well, this is very... Let me check this. Well, yes, this is it. This is it. This is ground 1. So when you're working with the alternative basic map, one layer of the ground below the grass, then you will have to open the ground 1. This is the alternative map for that. And if you're working with the basic map, then you just have to open every one of them and just change the layers of the ground so they get the structure that you need. Anyway, whatever the case is, we will let's go further to the maps. maps. This is the maps folder, so you have the background map here. Background map here means I also left for you lots of different map group for the ground. You have maybe like this, so you can see the world below, behind, like this. And maybe you want some map just lines, map just dots, or you want the checkboard instead, like you see little squares, so it looks like this. Anyway, whatever you choose, you go to off the road map. Off the road map mean, well, I must show you here. Let me show you first the where it is stored. It is stored inside waters and roads. So let me hide everything. I leave it here. Water and roads. Like you see, this is the water and roads map only. So it readjusts. It's basically procedural. So it readjusts to your main shape layer. But you have off the road. This is the off the road. Road is gray and off the road is like dirt. So you can change this texture also and insert something else, maybe the sand, and it will have some different color and texture. Also, you have roadmap. It's clear that it is map for the road. It's function all like the mask. So you select the layer, you see the mask here, so you can reshape that. For example, let me try this one here, so it goes to like this. You can also use the mask tool and maybe add some. Anyway, I will not. I will delete this last two. Let me hear this. And I will leave it maybe like this. And when you go to, like you see, the main road appear here, and if we uncheck solo, here it is. So the road goes on and on through all the lines, all the text. So you can do the road map, water map too. It's contains all the water, and just to mention that all these compositions has the below has the map shape. This is just for your working process, and it will not be rendered in the main composition, so you don't need to worry about this main shape here. Just leave it as it is. Just work with the mask layer. So in the water mask like this, you see some of these waters are, here it is turned off, and some of this water mask is turned on. So for example, if I want to move this here, maybe to change the shape or something like this, and here it is. Anyhow, this is the maps folder, and let's go further. Label points. You have label points. Let me show you what I meant when I create this title. This is label points. It's just a pointer for some position in the space. It's you have ABC 3 points in time, and by selecting this composition and open it, you will have to you can change the text. You can type anything else, in matter of fact, if you want. And below the label points, you have label text. Label text are the like this and this white board or this yellow. Just select and type anything you want, and that is it. After that, you have main shape. Main shape, map shape is here. Now that is the trickiest part. The trickiest part is how you can change the main shape. So for this example, you have type any line, and for example, if you want to change it to something else, if you want to type any other line, or we want to insert some logo instead, like this one, well, you can first edit and insert it here. Then you have to do is just go to import file, or you can maybe go here, import file. Anyway, go to your logo or your anything you want to import, and then just drag and drop it here. Be sure that you drag and drop it on the left side. Do not drag and drop it here on the right side, just on the left side, and then turn off everything below this layer. This layer must be on the top of everything else, and then use S key to reveal the scale option. After that, scroll it down until it fits composition, like this, and after that, here is the trickiest part. You must go to main composition. After that, like you see, let me show you, unshy the layers, and let me find the composition. Need to be edited. Sorry, it's a little bit messy here. Okay, here it is, map shape. I see it now. I will turn off the shy layer for this so it can be visible here too, and just shy everything else again. So like you see, this is the lines for the text. Now I must mention one more thing. I was avoid to come in this layer setting here, because you have all the settings for all the layers, and I want to go, we'll talk about this later, but I need to mention this now. Like you see, you have this particular map page must auto trace slider, checkbox rather, and this here means, like you see, let me show you here, like you see this rough and edges of the lines. You can avoid that by turning this off, but after you do that, you must auto trace again. So how can you do that? In matter of fact, how you can auto trace anything, and how you can change this already set type any line in something else. First, let me show you without this. So I will check out of this option, and I will then go to map shape. I will use M key on the keyboard to reveal the mask, and select all the mask with shift and selecting, and or you can either select every one of them and just delete, but this is the faster, select there all and delete it. And after that, I will just go to layer. Be sure that you select the main layer, this map shape layer, the main layer that you define the shape for your logo. Just select the main shape and then go to layer, auto trace, just leave everything as it is and just click auto trace, and that is it. After you do that, wait until the Element 3D perform calculation for the new shape map, and after that it should be revealed as your logo that you import. Wow, here it is. So it's a little bit bigger. We can fix that in a minute. But let me show you. Like you see, this edges is all round and perfect. Sometimes you may want to be more earthly and maybe unperfect. So let me show you how you can do that. I will delete all of three masks again. If you lose your track how you can do that, just select map shape again. Let me again show you. Hit M key on the keyboard to reveal the scale, the mask options, and then just select all of three masks, delete it. After that, setting here layer. Now I will turn on the checkboard for the map edge masked auto trace. Now we're saying to element 3D, let's create something with more natural look. And after that, we select map shape, layer, auto trace again. Okay, and like you see, now we have uneven and more natural look for these edges. After that, just wait until the element 3D do all the calculations for this ground map. And after that, we will see the same map as before, just with now just with uneven edges. Okay, so this look like this now. Now we must go to setting here, and let me put this here so we have more space for this. Now we have map scale. Like you see, this map is too big, so we must scale it down. Also, sometimes, let me show you this. Sometimes it's good when working with this large amount of files and layers. It all must be calculated in 3D space with element 3D in the full resolution, of course. So you can speed up things, like doing, for example, choosing basic map. It is the map for the ground, like I mentioned before. All alternative basic map, wherever you want, you can select either this or this, and after that just solo it out, and maybe we can change the resolution to half, and also you can speed the things up by selecting the basic map and go to element 3D layer for this map and just render mode with preview. That will fast things up too. And just don't remember to turn it off the preview mode and go to full render again when you want to render the file as a final result. So let me go again here in the hiding all the layers and selecting the setting here again, and after that I will select also, I will solo it shadows layer 2, so we have now the shadow and the basic map as the solos, so we can work with these two layers. Now setting here, and then scroll it map down to fit the shadows perfectly. Now sometimes you will notice that shadow isn't fit perfectly to the scaled map. You can fix that, or even the water and roads. Let me show you water and roads also. Well, in this case it fits very naturally and very well in matter of fact, but like you see in this, maybe we can go select water and roads and just do this tiny, like this. You can scroll it by the, what I mean to say is you can scroll it water and or shadow in a matter of fact. Like you see shadow, maybe this side is going to like this. The principle is, what I mean to say is that you must first change the map, then you must scale the map by using the setting here, scale it down to fit the shadow as perfect as it can, and after that you must tweak it around to fit more perfectly with selecting the water and shadows, and just use it x-axis and y-axis and just these two axes to move it, shadow and water and roads, just a little bit to fit this perfectly. After that, well, I can say at this moment that this is very natural, it looks good to me. You can move it through time to see how it goes. And when you're satisfied with the result, then you must unsolo and free this layer, so it reveals all the other layers. And now we will go to setting here and explain everything here. So this is the all settings. It's basically, like you see, it has a lot of them, and it's basically on one place all these element 3D layers derived, so you won't have to wonder where some setting is stored and what slider do you have to turn on and off or turn it around to make the changes. Basically all of these layers, it's here, mostly it's here, so you just have to use this setting here layer for all the purpose. So I will log this setting here layer, I will log this, and let me explain you. Map scale, like I said, it scales the main map. Map edge, it defined either the edge will be natural, more rounded and undefined, or it will be defined as it in your logo, original logo or original text. Background color, it's blue, for example, and if we change it to something like here, you see the whole composition is changed to something like here. Background lines color, it is, if I go to green maybe, it will change, like you see, some green, greenish elements. Okay, a road, if you want to, like you see, let me turn it off to show you. If you want roads, it will show roads. Off-road, if you want off-road, this following the road line texture. If you don't want it, just turn it off. River on and off, it's self-explanatory. River width, that is the width of the river when it become wider. If you want river color, you can change the color, road width, and so on. Then you have trees. Trees have on and off function as well. Particle number, that is the function for the trees. Now let me show you how you can determine it with which trees. First you must turn it off to see what of, here it is. So this trees is trees 1. And trees 1, if this is the trees 1, then you have particle number for trees 1. It's set for to 10. Well, I will maybe set it to 18, and you will see like it will show more trees. Here it is. So tree scatter, it means that you want to scatter it further away from each other. And if you want to 5 or maybe 6, then you'll scatter away maybe too much in this case. But like you see, And if we want to go to 3, maybe it will scatter closer to each other and it will be some smaller forest. And tree size random, it's determinate the random size of the particular trees, and you have position. It's the main position for all the trees. So if I want to position it here, for example, let me show you. If I want to position it here, for example, here on the background, I will use Y. This is the Y axis and this is the X axis. So I will use Y axis to go to well, be patient because it must calculate it's too much. Again, when you're working something like this, also it will be better to turn basic map and trees. Here is the trees. You have labeled all the first 3D element layers are orange label layers, and you have trees, you're working with trees, then just solo the trees and the basic map or the alternative map, in fact, if you're using that map. And after that, just let me find the trees. Let me put it in 700 as it was, and after that, let me turn the particle number to 2, so it can be faster. Because when you add particles, you add the number of polygons calculated, so it will be slower to render. And after that, like you see it moving down, I will want to use this y-axis to move it up, so I must go to lower values, and maybe something around 500 will move it, maybe more. Okay, let me type here 300 and see if does this help. And after that, because I want to put it here, you must use the x-axis and like this here. So here it is. For some layers that has more polygons, this will go slow, and for some other layers it will go fast. Anyhow, when you finished working with the trees, maybe you can increase the count of particles for 12, so you have 12 trees in this forest like this. And after that, just unsolo the layers. So if you can see, the working process is solo, unsolo, and just to make everything faster. Let me go back to this blue color because the earlier color is pretty depressive to me. Anyway, after the positioning all the trees, you have, like explain all the options, you have tree scale. I didn't cover these options also. You can scale it up. Like you see. So I scaled the wrong tree, I scaled this one. But anyway, if I want to scale tree 1, here it is. Scale it 3, and watch what happened. It will scale the whole forest like this. So it can be, this is the same options is for all the trees. After that you have stones. The stones is the similar options as for the trees. So if, matter of fact, I will turn on stone 1, I will see what this stone is. Here it is, I locate it. After that we can adjust particle numbers of it, so it can be just one stone instead of 7. Then we can maybe position it somewhere here by using the x-axis and move it. Here it is. Maybe we can scale it up in matter of fact in 5. And like you see, it's working perfectly. So it's all settings are same for this stone. And after that, we have 4 stones, and we then have buildings. Buildings are, like you see, building 1, it's house, building 1. If you can turn it off or on, you can position it, you can rotate it. This option has rotation also, because you may depend on camera, you may need another look at this icon. And you have scale. Then you have building 2, it's called tent, but it is a shop or tent. You can choose. Well, let me explain right now, because I am not sure if I will remember to mention this. For this example, building 2, you have tent, that it said tent, but like you see, it's a shop house instead. Well, you can go to building. Like I said, all these orange layers are 3D element layers. So I choose building because this is the building we are currently interested on, and we will choose effect control to reveal the effect control, and I will position it here so I can see it. Now I have setting here and I have building here. Now in building, I will scene setup choose, and like you see, I have shop, and all the magic is in this group selectments. And then if I choose shop and I choose to turn off the group selection for this layer, and I go to tent, like this tent, and I choose group free here, and I turn OK, then voila, this is the tent instead. Originally this was tent because I work with tent at start of the project, so I name it tent, but you can create everything else in matter of fact. So whatever you create, it is tied up to group free in this tent building settings. So what I'm trying to say, for example, if I and this is a useful option for you if you want to import any other 3D element model, just turn off the free group for tent, go to import. Okay, some error for me, and for example, let me show you just let me show you, for example, I will use well, house 3. Okay, and I will use this, and when I import it, I must be sure that model center is bottom, and I must select it in group of 3. Also, you must add all the texture, but that is not the point for now. And like you see, you import the model, the different model at the same place, at the same position, at the same time, everything, and all the settings built here in the building to tent will work for this new model. So if I start and scale it up for 5, sorry, I scale up the house model instead, tent for scale up, the tent scale up for 5, this will scale the, like you see, this model. So let me delete it, the house model, and let me turn on the tent again. Okay, but this is the way. Let me scale it again down in maybe 2. I show you just the way how can you import your own model, and you can import anything and build anything. Just remember, when you import it, just import and choose the bottom to the entry point for your model. Just select the model and choose the in the transform options, choose bottom and choose the group for that model. The group is tied to the settings, so you can change everything else here. Okay, next we have balloon. Balloon is this balloon here. You can rotate. You can keyframe. Like you see, I keyframe some models. You can keyframe everything. You know, you can keyframe from ground to the every other model. You can keyframe everything. And after balloons, it has the same options. Basically, the most of these options is the same. So as you see, stone has turn on and off, particle number, scatter, size, random, position, scale. That is the same as the balloon, for example. And every other thing you'll find the color as well for the labels. Labels has, let me show you, label 1 is this here. If I turn it on or off, I will turn it off, it will disappear. If I turn on label 2, here it is, it's a little bit different, so you can insert that as well. And label 3, label 4, everything is the same. And point, like I said, point 1, 2, it has also the color options. So for example, label 2, if I want to change the color, forgive me, here it is. If I want to change the color to blue, here it is. Of course, we must choose some colors so text could be visible at the background of the color. So best service, now you can see it. And the same thing is for points. Everything is the same. So basically, let me select all. And like you see, this is the massive settings for the entire project. It's derived from the all these of elements. And if you want to adjust some additional settings for some elements of this, you must actually, if you want to work with the house, you must go to building and then find out what is the house group. So go to setup here and find the house that you want. For this is house, and see that it is group 1. So if it's group 1, then you go to building again, and in group 1 you can set up additional setting that it is not, that you can be defined here in the setting here layer. So for example, if you want to, well, I don't know at this moment what can you possibly do with the house that be convenient to you, but if you find anything else, just go insert, open the go inside the building, open the group 1, and then find the option that you want, and then just use it. You can use it, I don't know, maybe rotate like here. It's stupid, but now it's curved and rotate house in the ground. But whatever you want, you can edit it here also. And that is it. After you done all the changes and everything else, then you can then, because I think I actually cover everything pretty much. So if you want to render the final result, just close everything. And leave only the main composition. After that, just select composition, add render query. Main composition, add to render query, and after that, leave the best setting on for output model. choose something familiar and some format that you work on all the time. I will choose the MP4. It suits me well, and after that I will hit a render button to render this out. But something is strange is happening here. Let me check again. Something very strange. Let me check again. Select the main composition, go to Add Render Query. I will choose MPG4, and then you can set the place that you want to store final movie. I will store it in the root of the project folder, and after that hit the render button, and that is it. Wait until render is finished. It will finish probably an hour and a half from the moment you start rendering, and that is it. If you have any other question regarding this template, please let me know, send me email. I will be more than happy to reply to any of the inquiry, and I wish you happy rendering. Bye.
Subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button. Click the bell button and enjoy the latest uploads from our channel.